Hello, my name is Mark Loftman. Welcome to Loftman Sports Brief. We're going to dive into NBA first. Last night, the Rockets lost to the Spurs 103-92. Spurs will take a 2-1 lead in the series, but don't count out the Rockets. They can turn the series around. The Cavaliers, well, they're going for a sweep against the Raptors with a 115-94 win against the Raptors in Toronto. So I'm curious how that's going to play out. Wizards, well, they're looking up to tie up the series in Game 4 in Washington against Boston, but the Wizards will be without Kyle Aubrey, so I think that Boston's going to win the series in that game because I think that loss is going to really affect them because BC got suspended, and I just think it's going to be a really effective toward the Wizards. Well, how about the Warriors? Oh, they won today with a 105-91 win in Utah. They had a rough start, but they eventually pulled it out, and they're also looking for the sweep. If you want to catch some NBA action tomorrow, the Boston Celtics and the Washington Wizards, they'll be playing at 3:30 on TNT. The Toronto Raptors and the Cleveland Cavaliers will be on at 12:30 on ABC. Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs will be on TNT at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Now let's move on to the NHL. The Ducks scored 3 goals and with only 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. The last goal came with 15 seconds left in regulation, so in overtime the Ducks scored a goal and won the game, so which means now they lead the series 3-2, and they're the second team ever in the playoff to score 3 or more goals in 3 minutes. And the first time this happened was a long time ago, and the team that did it was the Edmonton Oilers. Capitals, well, the Blues, they stayed alive with a 2-1 win last night, but they are still down in the series 3-2 and are heading back to Nashville, and they haven't won a game there, so I'm afraid that the Predators are going to pull it out, and if they do, this is the first conference finals they'll ever go to, so I do like the Blues, but it would be really nice to see a new team in the conference finals. Well, the Capitals, they stayed alive. I didn't think they had it with them. They won 4-2 against the Penguins in Washington when Crosby just returned because he got a concussion off a cheap shot the game before. So I was hoping Crosby would do good, but he didn't because it was his first return. But Washington, they have a chance, but they are losing 3-2 in the series, but they're heading to Pittsburgh. That'll be really tough because they're on the verge of elimination right now. The Senators, well, they were down early against the Rangers, but they came back and had a 5-4 wins in overtime to take a 3-2 lead over the Rangers. If you want to catch some NHL action tomorrow, the Blues in Nashville will be at 12 o'clock on NBC. The Ducks and Oilers will be at 4 o'clock on NBC Sports. Now let's move on to the NFL draft. So I'm going to tell you the first top 10 picks. So Myles Garrett, he went to the Browns. He was a defensive end at Texas A&M. Mitchell Trubisky, the Bears traded up for it. The Bears traded up to number 2 spot, and they drafted a quarterback out of North Carolina. Solomon Thomas, this was by the Niners. He went to the Niners, but this was originally the Bears pick, so they traded back one, and they drafted the defensive end. Leonard Fournette, the running back from LSU, he went to the Jacksonville Jaguars at pick number 5. Not actually pick number 4. Corey Davis, the wide receiver from Western Michigan University, he got drafted by the Titans at number 5. Jamal Adams, a safety, he got drafted at number 6 to the Jets. Mike Williams, the wide receiver out of Clemson, he got drafted to the Chargers at number 7 pick in the NFL draft. Christian McCaffrey, the running back out of Stanford, he got drafted by the Carolina Panthers. John Ross, the guy who broke the 40-yard dash record, the fastest player ever to run the dash in the NFL Combine. He got drafted at number 7. He got number 9 to the Cincinnati Bengals, a wide receiver out of Washington. And Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs traded up to the 10th. They traded up to get him, the quarterback from Texas Tech. Also, people were wondering where Deshaun Watson would probably win, so he went to the Texans at number 13. That's where, and the Texans traded with the Browns to trade up to this pick. And I think it's a really good move because they need a quarterback for next year. Well, that's all for this. That's all for this episode. Don't forget to hit that like video and hit the subscribe. Hit that subscribe. Thank you. See you next week.